Well, hello, friends and family. We're back. I don't know what time of day it is for you. It might be morning, afternoon, evening, I'm not sure. But today is a wonderful day where we're gonna actually just allow ourselves to open up the spaces in our hips, go through some deep stretching, and just relieve a little bit of stress that might be in our bodies. So I'm gonna break that down today. My name is Tosha Pierce. If you haven't been to my channel, I really appreciate you joining me. And if you like it, actually, just hit that like and subscribe button because that helps me keep this channel going. And this is a channel where we talk about physical therapy, we do some Pilates, we do various exercises, and talk about health tips as well sometimes. So shall we? Let's get started and feel good. All right, let's go. So we're going to start by going to all fours, hands underneath the shoulders, and let's go ahead and bring the left knee right in between those palms and stretch that back leg down. So you're gonna take a little moment, this is called pigeon actually in yoga, to stretch out your hip. A lot of times when we have back problems or hurt in our back, our hip flexors might be tight, our piriformis might be tight, and especially nowadays, people are sitting a lot more. And our hips and right in that little glute area just gets so tight. And so you want to loosen that up. In my opinion, it helps to loosen that up before you even get into the back area. Everything is connected. So let's just breathe into that. So you're gonna take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, and just try to relax. You might be only up here, it's okay, but just do what you can. And so once you have been sitting there for a little bit, go ahead and roll over into the right hip and then press back into the left hip. Everyone can work on flexibility. Everyone can open up those spaces by being consistent and continuing to keep trying. In fact, I had a college professor say everyone can get more flexible. You just need to do it every day. Not a big deal. You'd find this a time in the day, like let's say when you're watching television or something, just sit down on the floor and do things like this. Kind of just hang out in the stretch. So as you see, I'm rocking to my right hip, rocking to the left. Okay, let's switch that. We're gonna bring that other leg in the front. Okay, hands onto the mat. You're gonna line the knee between the hands. I notice some people are on top of their shins. Let's go into the side of the thigh. And then I talk about squaring off, which means your hip bones, you're gonna try to rotate to where they're in a straight line with each other. And then go into the stretch. Usually you feel this right away. So just breathe into that. Couple deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Rock over to your left hip and rock over to the right. And rocking over to the left and right. Very nice. From here, let's go ahead and sit up. You're gonna bring the back knee in, okay, like this. And then you're gonna stretch your front leg straight and go ahead and lean forward into that hamstring. Just deep stretching. Watch out for your low back. You know, oftentimes when people are stretching, their back gets tight too because everything's tight in their hips, and their low back is about here, kind of stuck, right? So think of pulling up, like someone just pulled you off of your hips, and you're elongating through that low spine, and then you're gonna stretch forward. Roll over to the outside of the leg, so you're gonna turn that out and roll over. Ow. And then back into parallel. Parallel is you're lining up hip, knee, and ankle in line, straight line. Turn out is you're turning out the bone in the socket. You can circle your foot if you want. Bring that to center. Let's roll up through the spine, switch legs. You're gonna go left leg, right knee back. Okay, square up those hips. You're gonna lift up and stretch forward. Just hanging out. When you stretch, you want to relax. Never just push or force or grip your muscles. Breathing through. They say you should hold a stretch about 20 to 30 seconds, at least. Circle that foot, your left foot, that front angle, that's what that looks like. You're gonna roll out to the outside of the hip, so I'm rotating the thigh and then pressing down again. That's where it hurts. That would be my IT band. Then you're gonna roll it parallel. Turn it out. So when you rotate a little bit, you're gonna get different stretches and different angles in the socket. You should feel your hamstrings and your hip. And then roll it parallel, okay? That helps open up that socket space. I like to go into the inner thighs after that, so you're gonna turn those legs out. Now listen, you might be just right here. That's fine, right? It might be right here. Doesn't matter. You'll work toward where you are, so you're going, or from where you are. So you're gonna turn out a little bit further, okay? So go where you can. All right, so let's reach over to the side and just stretch. You can also do single leg at a time. Variation. Stretching your side. Let's circle that arm, opening up that chest space and scapula movement. Hold here. Okay, you're gonna circle and over. Oh, tight on that side. One more. There's variations where you can turn your shoulders toward your leg and go down again. Well, let's just keep it at that for today. All right, left arm reach up. Let's reach over. Might be your right, actually. Reach towards your foot. Press down on that hip. You're gonna circle the arm and over. If you can go further, go further. If you can't, no big deal. Circle. Breathe through that. One more, circle. Oh. Reach up and down, very nice. Okay, so let's walk out through the middle. You're gonna go where you can. This is what you do when you watch TV. You're just gonna sit here. That looks funny, doesn't it? So what we learned through dance is rotating the thigh and the knee back toward the back wall when you're trying to do that inner thigh stretch. Eventually you can pull your body a little more forward and walk down. Look, like I said, you might be here, but just start where you are. Look at this. See my knees here and my feet forward. Try to work toward turning those bones in the socket back. It makes a difference on what you're stretching. You want to feel the stretch, yes, inner thighs, but still holding those bones back. That takes a little practice. Okay, so go where you are, and you're gonna go ahead and walk out and hang out. Breathe into that. Couple more beats. We're gonna slowly crawl to the left side. Okay, bring the legs in a little bit if you need to, and just press down. You can press into the leg, or you can go slightly in front of the leg. Let's breathe into that. Really nice, walking through the center. So you go slow. All right, lean into that right leg. You can again square off, shoulders in line, ribs in line. If you want, you can be in front of the leg. Okay, And it's after you open up all the spaces that you can rotate the leg. And if some of you are working toward a split, you can work toward that. You know, you're rotating in the hips, you're trying to get your hip flexor, all these different little places in those hips. Anyway, but you want to really, really go slow. I'm still not quite warmed up yet. But anyway, you can do things like that. All right, so let's go into a couple more stretches. You're gonna bring your body back onto the mat. And let's go ahead and bring the left knee in toward the chest. You're just gonna hold that. You're gonna inhale, exhale, bring the leg up and stretch. Oh, I'm tight today. And I'm gonna pull that knee in. We're gonna do 3 and stretch. So when you're in this position, I like to think about hip bones again. You wanna square off your hips. I'm not going as far, I'm not overly pushing right now, just kind of ease into it. Don't go too far yet. And like I said, you know, it's better to have your legs at 90 degrees and straight, pulling up, versus bending your knee and trying to go further. Nope. If you're here, start here. If you're here, start here. You're gonna just hold where you can straighten your leg. And I noticed a lot of people don't use our hamstring for some reason anymore when they're stretching. They'll go like this. So look in the mirror, see if your knee is bent. That's usually that you're not activating your hamstring. You need to push that hamstring that way and up, holding your hip back. Ouch, then you feel the pull. You should feel the pull all the way to your butt bone. If you don't feel it, then something's not quite right for that deeper stretch. All right, so little secrets that we have learned through dance is you flex your foot, you're gonna bend your knee, you're gonna relax the leg for a second. Then you're gonna pull through your hip, through the back of the leg, and up. So you flex, you bend the knee, and then you're gonna press through that hip, through that hamstring, and point. So each time you're going a little further. All right, let's bring that down really slow. Right knee and hold. Stretch it up and hold. Let's do a couple of those, okay? Bend the knee. Stretch and hold. Okay, drop that hip back. Oh, I feel my T-band. So when you turn your knee out, you turn your heel toward your nose, you could feel the outside pull right here. Ooh. When you turn parallel, you don't feel that as much. It's all in the hips, where your placement is. Flex your foot. You're gonna bend the knee toward the chest. Stretch up out of the hip socket through that heel. I'm actually really tight today. Just saying. Flex, bend the knee. When you do that, you're trying to relax that hamstring. Press through that hip. Right. You need somebody to help. Push. All right. Anyway. So let's bring that down. You're gonna bring the ankle across the knee. Pretzel stretch, one of the best stretches out there, I swear. So I like to try to open up the hips, the glutes, and so on, even hip flexor through that. By the way, you might have noticed that I'm circling. The reason, someone asked me why, the reason I like to circle is because it moves the muscles around the socket bone. If you think about your body in reference to bones and muscles, I don't know why, but a lot of people don't move certain bones. They'll stiffen or they'll muscle their movement by leading with their quads or not even moving in their hip socket. So pull that in for a little minute. Switch legs, you're gonna go left over right, and let's pull that in. You can go 90 degrees or down, it really doesn't matter. Pull that right knee in. Another thing I like to do is I like to push the knee away, the opposite direction. If you drop your hip back into like a ducktail, you know how your duck sticks its butt out? If you ducktail, you can get a little bit further in the hip, opening that space. I'm gonna circle it around and in. Circle, we're gonna do 3, something about 3s. And from there, that's when you're gonna open up your back. You're gonna bring that leg down, cross the left leg all the way over, palms up, inhale, exhale, let's bring the knees toward the floor up, and that's usually where I get a back adjustment. It's like pop, pop, pop. So go where you can. I like to think of my leg as really reaching away, my tailbone is reaching to the corner of the room, and I'm elongating the space of those bones out. Just relaxing, reaching. Feels so good. And hang out. Now if you have tight shoulders and tight chest, you can bend your elbows, but try to keep your shoulders back. Don't shove your shoulder forward. Back. Slowly bring it to the center. Tighten the abdominals. Switch legs right over left. Square out the hips again. There's various ways you can do this stretch. You can do a deeper stretch with the legs straight. Anyway, palms out. Inhale for now. Let's do knees bent. Push it over to the side. Oh, there goes that pop again. You're gonna align your hip bone with your knee for today. And you keep reaching, and as that opens up, then you can stretch that leg straight. Ooh, breathe into that. Let it settle. You can look straight or out at your arm. Breathing through. Every exhale, try to go a little further. Stretching is, I think, underrated. I think nowadays we need it more and more. Really nice. And inhale and exhale, come back through center. It's so great. I'm gonna bring those knees in. You're just gonna do little circles. Oh, it feels so good, massaging the spine. You can grab underneath the knees and little rocks back and forth. And all the way up. Very nice. Let's bring the arms up, stretching. Inhale. Exhale, bring the arms down. Push those palms together. Inhale, lift up. Reach out and forward. And rest. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, couple breaths. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, roll up slow. Really nice job. This is a nice little stretch sequence. I'm glad you joined me. It's just such a great way to detox from the day or wake up slowly in the morning. Have a little moment or two of just stretching, taking care of yourself. And I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye.